do you assess, sir, the Russian accusations regarding Ukraine's military support when it comes to the Syrian factions?
Well, welcome, greetings for you, Ms. Reham, and for all the viewers of Q News. In my play, I think it's difficult to see what is happening right now in Syria. These swift movement for all the armed groups and fractions inside Syria without a support, external support, especially that you can have see Syria as a competition between the major powers, and each state is trying to achieve their interests, especially that most of the reporters mentioned that there was a Ukrainian delegation that met with some of the fractions, armed fractions, in order to undermine the Russian rule and having serious pressures against Russia in the Middle East in order to exploit this in the coming negotiation between Russia and Ukraine. This will never be happen to occur without coordination with the major powers, especially the USA, as these armed fractions, according to the reports, these fractions were able to receive drones and many advanced weapons that enables them to move swiftly to control many regions in the north, whatever the west or the east. So these support and to have Syria as a region for international competitions, whatever USA and Russia that are trying to find a presence in the Middle East, and they are trying to achieve their personal interests on the coast and on the coast of the security of the Middle East.
Sir, what impact does the external interference have on Syria's ongoing crisis and the prospects for a resolution to this?
These external interference, as they extend for that regard, we need to be sure that the war and the crisis will be prolonged for Syria for long years. Because what is happening right now is confirming that the situation in Syria will not be calm soon, because the Syrian regime and the army move to have these strong strikes and start this counter-offensive to destroy these armed fractions that working against the stability of the region and against the security of the region. It's not logically at all to consider these armed fractions who are fighting the Syrian people that they are opposition. The opposition are honorable people coordinating with the current regime to have some common ground to achieve the stability. But this kind of barbaric attacks, as these armed fractions try to have a new reality inside Syria, this will have negative implications, threatening the unity and stability of the Syrian territories, and maybe cause divisions, especially that if the Syrian regime was removed, it will have a negative implications in other neighboring states, and that prompted the Iraqi to start securing their borders, because they have been suffering from the tourists for a long period. And these regions, we can remember it was many armed fractions used to exploit these regions. So I think the international community and the Security Council need to support the Syrian regime, because if any kind of attacks happen against them, that will create a great instability in the Middle East.
Sir, you talked about like neighboring countries and its negativity on neighboring countries. You talked about Iraq specifically, but if we could talk about like other influences, can the Syrian crisis influence the already very tense situation between Lebanon and Israel?
Of course, if we have these calculations, we can understand there are some countries gaining and some countries losing, which means that the USA and also Israel are winning. Israel, USA, Turkey, they are all winning from this situation because the USA want to undermine the Russian rule, and they are searching to restore this missing rule in Syria. And that what President Trump stated. He is mentioned that the independence of the Syrian regime and only Iran and Turkey that lead and Russia that lead for that situation, and